Hi, you guys. So I wanted to come on and to talk about a story that I kind of covered in my other video, I believe yesterday. Involved some other YouTubers as well. These YouTube streets are always hot. Anyway, so I told you, I think I even mentioned this in the video that the YouTuber Nick and Nite, she had the lead attorney on before she started talking to Star Marie. Now, I see on her channel, she has cut the conversation into two separate videos. Her talking with him and then her interviewing Star and talking to the other people that were on panel with him. Excuse me, with her and Star Marie. But so in her conversation with lead attorney, they were kind of just going over the Tasha K case like everyone else, right? Now, I think I've told you guys time and time again, most of these YouTubers that are talking about Tasha don't like her, and that's more than enough reason to kind of look into what they're saying, and not just take everything at face value. But anyway, so the lead attorney, of course, is an attorney. He is a divorce attorney. I don't know if you guys can hear that noise outside or not, but he's a divorce attorney, which falls under family practice, if I'm not mistaken. But and normally he won't say that, and people will just try to question him about everything that falls within the law, or and ask him questions about it. And sometimes he will say that he is a divorce attorney, but a lot of times he really don't. But anyway, that's not really what I was trying to get to. So they sound like they were kind of flirting with each other. It became obvious to me that they didn't really know each other. They may have talked to each other before on whichever one's platform, but they didn't really have real knowledge of each other, just based on the questions that they were asking each other. And so it came off like flirting to a lot of people that was watching the video. And so people started to ask her in her video, are you guys, no, yeah, they were asking them certain questions if they were related. And then some people were saying that they look like they would make a cute couple, which I don't think so. I think that she has a very youthful look. I'm not sure how old Nique is, but she looks young enough. She may just look this way, young enough to be his daughter. Um, so yeah, I don't know how old she is, but I wasn't thinking anything like the stuff that was said in her comments. But this is why I went live, because this story might get a little lengthy. And so the conversation went on, the whole talk about Tasha K, of course. And then, she said something about, I guess, seeing his mention of a course or something that he's offering on his channel. And so, she gave her an opinion on it. And I guess he felt like she was sliding what he was trying to do with that. But like I told you guys, when I made the video about Storm's courses, and I'm not trying to badmouth anybody. And some people may feel like they really need someone to walk through putting their YouTube together. Everyone's creative levels are not the same, and so I understand that everyone's not computer savvy. I understand that as well. And there's also softwares that's going to come into play, and how to put your thumbnails together. So you really have to have just a knack for these things, and an understanding of how to do them, or how to get them done. And so, yeah, the courses in that way, and this is what I said in that video as well, they may be helpful. Now, the value that people are placing on them, I don't know. But it sounds like he was saying, and this is what I said about Storm as well. People are kind of making it sound like, oh, spend the $500 and you'll be making $10,000. And, no, that's not realistic. That's not realistic based on, what you're going into, what type of page you're going to set up. And I think that that's what she was trying to say. She wasn't necessarily trying to slight him, but, be honest when you're advertising to people, because you may be taking somebody's money, and they thinking they coming to YouTube and they're gonna make this salary and do all this stuff, and it's not gonna work out like that. That's not true to life. Everyone, including Tasha, and I've already said this, everyone that I know of that have ever come to YouTube outside of celebrities, sports figures, have all had to build their channels, and you're not going to be seeing that kind of money overnight. It's just not a true statement. So that's all I'm saying, because I don't really know. They don't give us a breakdown of how much money people make that click on our channels. I'm just saying, I'm going to be honest in that way. Now, he went into his community tab and start people. I think I only have like the top of it, but he posted like this really long message kind of going in about how black people don't support each other, and black women, you know, should be looking out for black businesses and all this stuff, right? But this is the same man who goes and runs to the manosphere, the black manosphere, and to Kevin Samuels, because this is someone that's associated with Kevin Samuels, and talk all this crap about women in general, and talk all this crap about black women and black people, because when they're calling people pookies and ray rays, they're speaking in terms of our community. They're talking about black men as well. Now you're trying to push yourself as you're doing something for the black community. Yeah, I'm going to tip the black community off and say, if you don't have that type of money, you might not really want to do that. If you think that you're going to make $10,000 the next month, you're not. So yeah, I'm going to come and tell people that are following my channel the truth. And I think that's what she was trying to say. You're on this lady's channel. She's like, oh, don't you come on her channel pushing stuff that she don't really believe in. And I don't blame her. But he kind of got upset and wrote that big long paragraph or what have you. And so it was just kind of interesting. And she, of course, responded. Let me see if I have it. I'm trying to remember if I put it on here, because yeah, I do have it. I'm going to play a little bit of what she had to say about what he was doing as far as going to his community tab and kind of, and I personally, this is just my opinion. I don't know him, but I feel like he's trying to connect with all these black women all of a sudden, because he knows that black women do support black businesses, and black women do donate money and do all this stuff while they're here on YouTube. And that's why he really wants that connection, even though he was over there with Kevin Samuels saying all this colorist stuff, and Tasha K went off on him. But Tasha K, people be out here acting like Tasha K be going off on them for no reason. Now, I'm not her biggest fan either, but she be going off on some of y'all for a reason now. What y'all not gonna do is lie about that and say that you guys are not saying colorist and racist things, and that lady is dark skinned. So when you're talking about dark skinned people, you're talking about her. When you're talking about me too, even though you're talking about me too, because everyone in my family is not light skinned. So I feel like if you have a problem with anybody black, you got a problem with me, of any skin tone. And I don't know how we got away from that, how everyone's family is now all light skinned and all this other crazy stuff that y'all are here on in the first place. But I have my headphones on. Am I talking loud, or can you guys hear me? Anyway, I'm going to play what Nique had to say today. I think this was today. She's kind of spoke up on him going into his community tab, because, of course, people went back and told her what he was doing. And then I'll come back.
Another comment of a person who came on my comments, and they were, I took the course and I learned stuff from the course. Now, I crack jokes all the time. So I was cracking a joke, and it was clearly a joke. It was clearly a joke. And I was saying that, you pay for the course. Listen, since you paid for it, I'll give you $49.99 for the course, okay? Let me get your login. But it was a joke. It was not me being serious and for real and really trying to swindle and hustle and try to get his course on the low. It was clearly a joke. If you look at my comments, I engage with people who are talking mess, and I engage in people who are giving compliments. I just engage in the comments like I talk to people. So it was clearly a joke. Like, I was clearly making a joke about that whole course or whatever. And so he took the comment and he screenshotted the comment, and I had like I think I had sent him something where somebody said that we look like we could be brother and sister, and I was like, child, look at this, people just be saying anything. And so to that he basically replied, and he had sent me a screenshot of me making the joke of somebody saying that they took the course and it was a good course. And I was just like, I responded to him sending me that because I'm like, yeah, they need to send me the course. LOL. But I was just joking. And that was that. Like, that was the end of communication. Like, he didn't tell me, like, I really find, I really have a problem kind of with this because, I put a lot of work into this course, and, it maybe seems like even though you're joking, you may be trash talking the coach. He never said anything like that. Like, I just made the joke, and I was like, yeah, they need to send me the login. But I'm just joking. I joke with people, but you know what? I realized that, like, the jokes that I tell my friends, the jokes that I banter back and forth with my night owls who have been on my platform and things like that, new people who don't know you, they don't know the way that you joke. So they sometimes people will try to take, what you joke, they'll try to take it out of context and things like that. And for those things, I would wish that a person would just be direct with me, not try to be passive. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really feel some type of way about it, like, tell me. And I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry if you felt that way. That kind of wasn't the way. If you feel that way, listen, I'll take the comments and I'll delete them. And you know what I'm saying? I don't want you to feel like I'm slandering your course. That's what I would have did. But that's not what he did. So today I started to get several of my night owls sending me screenshots of a post that he made on his community tab. And in his community tab, he basically phrased it as like, I'm just joking type of thing. But it's like, you're not really joking, bro. Like, it's not really a joke. And it's like, I'm not trying to sit here and beef with YouTubers. And, I could have paid it no mind, but it's like, dude, you literally posted that to try to get people to drag me. And you amplified what many can see was a joke in an attempt to try to get people to drag me. And for that, it's like, yeah, you could pay it no mind or whatever, but then it's like, I don't know.
So yeah, so she kind of, made a video addressing what people were coming back telling her. And this is just my opinion. I went to his tab and his community tab. It's a really, really long, long, long statement. That's not a joke. You don't write a book to make a joke, right? It takes a couple lines to tell a joke. And so, yeah, he was feeling a way about her not allowing him to come onto her platform and kind of sell his course or whatever. However, the conversation came up, because I almost feel like she did bring it up. I think she was bringing it up. I can't remember now because their conversation was about an hour long. And like I said, it was just so much going on between them talking about Tasha and flirting with each other, and answering the questions from the people that were in her audience, asking him. And so it's hard for me to remember now if she was the one who started that topic, but I almost feel like she was the one who's kind of said, you are offering a class as well. Now, I told you guys Storm Monroe is doing it as well. Listen, this is food for thought. Most of these people, I don't care how many followers they have, they all came here. They did not take a course to get where they are. So that's food for thought for you. Like I said, and whatever you do, if you got, like he says that it's thinking poor or something. He says poor thinking when you're trying to say people shouldn't invest in their future. Well, if they want to invest in their future, that's fine, right? And that's what you call it, if that's what you think you're doing. But please don't think that you're going to start making $10,000 by March. You're not. You have to. I've said this. I tried to explain this. I don't know how many times. You have to have the subs. You have to have the clicks. You have to go live a certain amount of time. Um, all of this will play into how much you're going to get paid and if you get paid at all. Okay, so this is not. It's not. Yeah, it's not what people think it is. I really cannot stress that enough. Some people who come on and go live or what have you, or just sit on for a few minutes or however they're running their channel, they're just doing it on their pastime. And then a lot of people were coming on during the quarantine or what have you. But this is time consuming. It's very time consuming, and it doesn't pay off the way people try to make you think that it pays off, unless you are already, someone who had a public figure in some kind of way. Obviously, an athlete is going to come here and do well. Obviously, an actor, a singer, someone like that. Even though Jaguar didn't really want to push her channel, that's why she wasn't able to really keep her channel up because she didn't want to do it in the first place. She only came here to mess with Tasha K. So, yeah, so, and you can kind of look at her numbers and tell. So, yeah, it's not as easy as people think that it is. And unless you know a million people to get to come subscribe to your channel, it's going to take time for you to build those numbers because our videos only come up based on what you're talking about. So people don't find my videos until they're looking for whatever the topics are that I'm really touching on, right? Or the person that I'm touching on. Then they will see the video. So I cannot stress that enough. But if you're thinking rich, if you're thinking rich, babe, and you got it like that, then do what you do. Who's to tell you what to do with your money? Like, do whatever it is that you think is best for you. I'm just trying to let you know, for the people who really need to know as well. Like, if you don't really have $500 to invest and wait for your channel to grow, then that's something you need to be mindful of. And you can always grow your channel on your own as well. Some people are taking baby steps because that's what they want to do, right? I don't know. I don't need an elaborate setup because this is just me giving my opinion. So I'm not investing in all of that stuff until I want to, right? And if I don't have the money to do all of that, then I'm not doing it, right? So, and I still could be on YouTube, just like these people are on YouTube. That's all I'm saying to y'all. Like, don't let people kind of manipulate you into doing things that you really probably don't want to do. But like I said, you got the money, you thinking rich, to knock yourself out. No one cares. I don't think she was trying to say it like that either. I think she was just trying to say, you are an attorney, so you offer a service. So your channel is always going to look different from someone who's just coming on here giving their opinion, right? And I can tell you that YouTube is going to tell you when you sign up that personal journals, like documenting your own life, those channels do the best, right? Because people will relate to whatever your stories are. That's what they say. Okay. So, um, they offer tutorials along with when you sign up, you're going to get tutorials, videos that you can click on. And they also come in and tell you, you should try doing this. They will give you suggestions as well as you go. So it's not like we're just like cold turkey jumping on YouTube and trying to figure everything out either. So I don't want to put people under that impression. But he kind of got upset, went on this whole thing in his community tab. Um, so she kind of responded to that. But I just thought it was funny that they were flirting, and then all of a sudden now today they're fighting. Well, it could turn into that. I think the whole goal for them is that they both don't like Tasha K, and they just wanted to talk about Tasha K. But see, like I was saying, you never know if you're going to get along with these other personalities like that. I'd rather not even go that route. Because sometimes, people take things how they want to take them, and you may not even mean them the way that they come out. And so, yeah, so now he's kind of touching on all of that. And then another person was kind of asking, why is Nick at Night and Tasha K at odds? And it kind of goes back a long time, several years now. that I think it was some he say, she say stuff to do with another YouTuber by the name of Daytime Tea Time. Um, and you guys know that Armand as well don't get along with Tasha, and Daytime Tea Time is cool with Armand. And I think that they told Nick something, and Tasha felt like it came from them. And so she, of course, got upset and made a video and said some things. And then she and Nick started going back and forth. And then coming into today, Storm, when Tasha hooked up with Storm had already kind of halfway had a relationship with Nick. Well, all of these people live in different cities, so they don't know each other like that. So when I say relationship, I just mean on YouTube. And he kind of made this video saying once he hooked up with Tasha, but on his own channel, he said that he asked Nick out for a date or whatever. So he made this whole video about it. And people were asking him questions and stuff. But he was saying that it kind of hurt his feelings when she said no or what have you. But here's my thing. If you live in one state, you live in Georgia, because he lives in Georgia now. You live in Georgia, even where he was living on the West Coast, still wasn't in her state. And she lives all the way in California. How are you guys going to date? Like, make that make sense. And so it was almost kind of like he was kind of taking shots at her. I think that's kind of why she responded. So Nick responded to his video, and then that, of course, Sister Bear Tasha had to come in on that one as well. So here she come, and then and so it just became this whole thing of he said, she said, going back and forward. And then another episode is when T.S. Madison had this whole debate about calling women fish. And I think she was on Tasha's show, and they went into this whole topic about that. And so T.S. Madison had went on Nick at Nite's show as well to explain it. And Nick still was saying she didn't understand it. She didn't understand why they're calling women that. Um, and I think that you do have to have a relationship with gay people, with gay guys, in particular black ones, that use all this slang. Um, and so you have to have that relationship to really understand, because they're not saying it from a negative place. At least the people that I was always around, they were not saying that from a negative place. And so I never took it that way, because I was listening to how they were using it. And it wasn't coming from a nasty or derogatory way of saying, a health reason for women. They're not necessarily talking about that, even though she thinks they're talking about that. And so I think she started crying or something, because T.S. Madison probably was talking to her kind of rough. And so of course Tasha jumped into that, and Storm, they jumped into it as well. And so that kind of is why they have this beef going on. It was just I guess, thing after thing that went on. And so, yeah, so now you see everyone's after kind of like, Tasha's time has come, right? For her to get her payback. That's why they feel that way. Um, but yeah, and I think it's very, like someone else was saying, it's very high school. It's YouTube high school, right? To have all this nonsense going on, and people are not even near each other to even care this much about each other's feelings. But I digress. Now, what I wanted to leave with, because people are also wondering why the lead attorney don't like Tasha K. He had a run in with her as well, because he was saying some negative things. Like I said, he was trying to run with that Black Manosphere and Kevin Samuels, right, to try to pull in some of their audience to his channel. And so he was saying some negative stuff about black women. Now he running behind black women. Peep game, okay? Peep game. So, but anyway, he was saying something. I think he said something about Tasha looking like Bootsy, or, he was talking about black women looks and who looks this and who looks that. And it's always somebody that's not that damn attractive they self, worried about somebody else's looks. Like, child, shut up already. But anyway, so he said some stuff about Tasha or whatever, and of course everybody ran back to tell Tasha, to tell Tasha. And let me pull this audio up. I wish I could show you guys this little video that another YouTuber put together, but I'll just play the audio. And so, of course, she said she was going to take 30 minutes to go in on him, and she went in, and she did. So I'm just gonna play a few minutes of it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't even have the whole video of her going in on him. But this is why he don't like Tasha. And I'll see you guys in the next video. She was like, hurry up and come in. I only got 30 minutes to drag this nigga. I was like, oh, wait, me? Is she gonna talk about me? What did I do? I'll sit here in the tie. What did I do? Hey, I got a tie on. Is she gonna talk about me? I'm on that nigga head.
Now, when that law firm is in the search engine, thank me later, bitch. Because you gonna have to get on YouTube. And you gonna have to talk about this boofy looking bitch every motherfucking day to make your little $100. That's what you gonna have to do, bitch. I would be upset. I'm telling you, I'm gonna find out who he fucking. And I'm gonna find out what law firm. And I guarantee you, anybody that Google you says you wanna be a YouTuber, bitch. You want to be a retired? Wait, the people have retired you because if you was in front of a jury waving your motherfucking hand like this, going in circles, can't articulate a fucking sentence, going back and forth while you trying to give an opening and closing motherfucking argument, bitch, your ass will be on motherfucking YouTube doing what you got to fucking do, bitch. Because them hips ain't gonna make you no money. I would say you could sell dick, bitch, but you can't do that because you can't move the motherfucker. The only thing you can move is this goddamn hand. What is this? What is this? Who you met? Did your mama do it? I bet you can't even stand that bitch. Bet you can't. Ask him about his baby. Well, I put myself through law school. Look, government put you through law school, bitch. And you better give them their goddamn money back. I don't even like to get on here to do this. The reporter from the Chicago Tribune, bitch, can get a receipt. You should be able to as a fucking attorney. And you wouldn't be on YouTube waving your motherfucking hand trying to get people to listen to you. Because, bitch, you got ADHD anyway. And that's the reason why you wave your hand. So, motherfucker, you can remember what the fuck you saying. You dumb bitch. Got motherfuckers out here that would rather leave me their attorney than your bitch ass. It's the black women for me in the country. Oh, attorney, be reduced down to talking about a bitch who was in ninth grade for 3 years and got a motherfucking GED and makes more money than you in 2 fucking days without breaking the law. You stupid son of a bitch. You gotta be bothered, bitch. Ain't no secret. But let's see how bothered we can get your ass. Nobody gonna lose a motherfucking channel. Y'all need to stop that shit. All my shit is in motherfucking compliance. That's why they can't stand my bitch ass, okay? That's why they can't stand me. Y'all need to stop that shit. I'm not losing a motherfucking thing. But a couple hours, kid. You understand? You still here, bitch. I ain't even got no problem for this video. Bitch wish she could suck on these motherfucking titties, but you reduce down to the white bitch you put them talking to. Bitch done got your head blown up. Because I guarantee you wanted this lane, you got it. We got motherfuckers pulling your shit, bitch. I'm gonna find out every black woman that dished those stiff hip ass. I'm gonna find every white bitch you fucking, every Asian bitch you fucking that you are allowing to boost your mutant dud head ass up because you got a few dollars in your pocket. I'm sitting on YouTube waving his hair like this, speculating, looking off to the side. Thanking y'all for the pastoral donations he asking for. And what he doing? And you don't can she go to jail? Absolutely. Bitch, you obviously don't know the law. And that's why your motherfucking ass ain't trying cases and you on YouTube talking about a bitch